Hello guys, welcome back. I implemented dashboard in Sparrow, and Sparrow runs live. It got free tier also, so anyone can access Sparrow online on sparrow.katanaml.io and execute inference, upload document, either image or PDF, and execute inference and use either one or another model from the backend and get back structured output in the form of the JSON. And then all those inference event I log in the backend into the Oracle database, and this allowed me to create dashboard to show information about those inference events. And dashboard is accessible here from the menu. So by default, when you come to the Sparrow katanaml.io, you get to the main page where you can actually upload the document, select enter the query, select some options, and execute the inference. If you don't have a key, then as per this message, you have option to execute 3 calls per 6 hours with maximum of the 3 page documents. Right, and all the UI is created with Gradio, and Gradio is a server-side Python framework to build UI. And it also supports multi-page functionality with the menu structure rendered out of the box. So this is where the menu is rendered for the home. So this is the main page. And then for the dashboard, this is another page where actually dashboard components are rendered. And all this UI is generated on the server side and sent to the client in the form of HTML, CSS, and generated JavaScript. And since everything is rendered on the server side, this means it's secure, and I don't need to execute any REST services from the client. All the communication with database runs in Python, and from the same Python application where we connect to database, from the same application we generate UI, and this is the UI that is being displayed. It looks nice, and not using any additional third-party JavaScript UI frameworks. I'm using Gradio, and I'm using custom HTML and CSS to style certain areas like this one, for example, to look nice. And I'm also using Plotly library, which provides nice data visualization charts or graphs for the Python infrastructure. And because Plotly runs with Python, it's easy to integrate it into the Gradio, and Plotly charts can be rendered from within of the Gradio application out of the box. Alright, so what we can see on this dashboard. So first, there is option to select time periods. So we fetch all the historic data, and Sparrow was deployed for 2 weeks approximately, and there are 247 inferences executed in this time. Then success rate is 91%. 22 failed, and failed, it means that in some cases users are trying to upload some like a text document or CSV document, and Sparrow returns error saying that this kind of file is not supported. So this is counted as a failure. Then there is some special case when maybe tables are not correctly detected on the page, and then the error is being displayed that there are no tables even when we are trying to extract the tables. This was a bug in the previous version, and in the current version it fixed. In case if there is no tables detected, Sparrow will return just a user-friendly message, and it will not be counted as the error. And it doesn't mean this. It doesn't mean that backend vision model fails. It never fails. So those kind of errors here are more like functional errors from the application itself. Average duration of the request processing 176 seconds, and Sparrow runs on my local Mac Mini Pro M4 64 gigabytes machine, and it's quite good time, quite good execution time for this kind of machine, I think. In the future, I'll be upgrading to Mac Studio, and I'm also planning to run Sparrow on NVIDIA machine on GGX Spark machine, which is supposed to be like a low-cost GPU offering from the NVIDIA. So I'll try to implement support for the NVIDIA platform based on that Spark machine. Then standard model was the one which was used the most. And then we can see average inference duration by the document size. So 1 page, 2 page, and 3 page documents. Those ones are processed the most because free tier allows to process up to 3 documents only. Documents with the up to 3 pages only. Then for the model usage distribution, we see that standard model was used in close to 80% of the cases. And then we have inference events, duration, and page count. Then there is an inference request per country. So we have India, France, and United States, first 3 places, and then these are unique users by country. So this from India, France, and United States. Okay, and if you look into the 1 week, we get 139 inference cases, and if you look into the plot the chart for the inference events by duration and page count, then once we look into the 1 week data, this chart displays basically days, and it's easy to see on each day how many requests were executed. So this is today, then this was yesterday, which is Friday, based on the time I'm recording this video. This is the first day, and so on. And this is also possible to narrow down the period of the data that is shown on the chart, and you can kind of zoom in and zoom out into the data. It's quite useful. Okay, so yeah, this is the chart, and if you want this settings option, for example, you can switch to the dark mode like this, and yeah, let's switch back to the system. And by the way, because there are 31 countries, we can scroll down and see, for example, the bottom of the list. So just one inference from those countries. And the same thing works for unique users as well. You can scroll and see all the occurrences there. Okay, and yeah, this is helpful for me because I don't need to log in every time to the Mac Mini machine and see logs like how many users were executing the system and performance. I could just open this dashboard and go to the 1 week, and by default, when you come to the dashboard, 1 week time period is automatically selected, and you get data for this for the 1 week, and you can always see on the right side information for the current day. Okay, so this is the dashboard, and now I'm busy adding some new functionality into the Sparrow, which will help to showcase that Sparrow is not only a platform to extract data from documents, but it also can do more advanced stuff like agentic AI, function calling, and things like that. And this new functionality also, I'm planning to put it into the same Sparrow online application. There will be probably another tab here visible with which will showcase additional capabilities of Sparrow. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.